It's no secret that starting a business is hard. Even if you have an amazing idea, bringing it to life can feel overwhelming. With HubSpot's new entrepreneurship kit, though, you can go from idea to IPO with the help of a company that knows a thing or two about growing better. The all-inclusive kit gives you step-by-step guidance and frameworks to help you crush every stage of starting a business, with tools tailored to help all along the entrepreneurial journey. It's packed with templates for project management, email, and skill development. Wow, that's a lot of templates. There's also a solopreneur guide. It's got freelance pricing worksheets and lots more you can get up and running immediately. And best of all, it's free. With expert guidance and frameworks from HubSpot, starting a business doesn't have to be so hard. So don't wait to start yours. Go to HubSpot.com/ENT to download the guide right now. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday, August 20th. I'm John Weigell here with Katherine Laidlaw, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Coca-Cola and Pepsico have long dominated soda sales in stadiums in the United States. Now, though, they've finally found a competitor in Olipop, which negotiated a soda spot to be sold at the $2 billion Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. So how did Olipop break through the Coke and Pepsi stronghold, and are more new brands coming for the legacy soda slingers? We'll get to that in a bit, but first let's give you the hits and headlines in business and tech. To start us off with some unfortunate news this morning, General Motors is laying off over 1,000 salaried employees in the company's software and sales division. This is less than 6 months after some leadership changes. Next, Germany's top 50 songs now include an AI-generated parody song. It's the first for a major music market, and somehow the biggest controversy here is not that it's AI-generated. In fact, it's because the song uses racial stereotypes. So read into that what you will. From Germany to Canada, Canada's Alimentation Costa, which runs 16.7 thousand convenience stores and petrol stations, including Circle K, submitted an offer to buy Tokyo's 7 & I, which owns 84,000 7-Eleven stores across 19 countries. If that happens, this will be the largest ever foreign takeover of a Japanese company. Now, Katherine, before you completely demolish my French, what do you think about this?
So, number one, very proud of my home country. Bigger swing than I expected. Number two, Alimentation Couche-Tard has seen me at my worst moments, I would say, as a former resident of Montreal. But this really struck me because if successful, this is going to be one, huge takeover bid, and two, will greatly increase the sort of prominence of Couche-Tard as a company. And I wonder about the consolidation. Every sort of chain convenience store that I can think of falls under the umbrella of one of these brands now. And so it'll be interesting to see if it goes through and what that means for the broader industry.
Yeah, it's a very smart move. An international move, of course, like Japanese 7-Eleven has much been lauded as like the best kind of 7-Eleven or like one of the best convenience stores you can go to. I know I've had the fried chicken. It's spectacular. So this acquisition is good on many fronts to increase the quality of their offerings, but also at the same time go to another country and get in the convenience store market over there. So I'm interested to see if this will be deemed a monopoly or not as well, potentially.
I know I was thinking about that too, but hopefully not before we get to try some of the snacks.
Yes. Okay, next up, Venue Sports. Warner Brothers Discovery, Disney, and Fox's streaming project altogether was temporarily blocked by a judge after rival Fubo requested a preliminary injunction alleging anti-competition. Fubo stock is also up 40% because of this move. And finally, Tokyo Metro, the immaculately clean and quiet subway system carrying 6.5 million daily passengers around Japan's capital, is preparing for an IPO this fall, strangely enough. The national and city governments, which share ownership, are seeking a $4.7 billion valuation. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of a citywide transportation service going for an IPO before.
I love this news for how strange it is, and I'm afraid of this news for what the long-term consequences or sort of prospects are if this gets adopted in other places. Yeah. Just because I think then you run the risk of like something that's meant to be a public utility becoming a profit driver and profit share engine.
Yeah, sure.
Which, you know, will be debated hotly for many months, I'm sure. But
100%.
I find this fascinating. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Also, the Tokyo Metro has long been lauded as one of the best systems in the world. And so if you're going to start with any, it's good to start with the one on top.
Yeah. It's good to go with that one. Yeah, I think if any were to open it up to the public, maybe this could be the one I would be okay with. The MTA needs to they need to calm down over here.
Right? Everyone else take notes.
Yeah, please. Okay, on to the main story of the day. The stadium soda market has always been closed off to companies not named Coca-Cola and PepsiCo historically. But now that's all kind of changing as Olipop just broke into it in a very specific stadium space. So, Katherine, first off, is this a huge deal right now?
So, yes, it totally is. The deal represents a breakthrough in the world of soda distribution, or big soda, honestly. Olipop is one of the few carbonated drinks to actually get around the arena exclusivity deals of PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. And I think the way that they've done this is so interesting. But the brand's cans are going to be available in 25 grab-and-go concession stores the stadium is installing to cut down on long lines, which I think is honestly a brilliant call as someone who enjoys a good baseball game now and again.
Right.
But part of being offered in stadiums has historically meant pledging loyalty to the ownership and then likewise to the soda company. And that's why Pepsi and Coke have been so readily available for so long. You see that similar types of agreements in restaurant groups and college campuses as well.
Of course.
And so it's a big deal that Olipop is sort of broken through.
Yeah, all these businesses have just had Coca-Cola and Pepsi on their main radar forever. Mm-hmm. Even my school growing up in high school had a Pepsi loyalty and switched to Coke at some point. And it really is this dance of the two big giants right here. So it's really exciting that this third type of brand, Olipop, and a few other sodas as well are able to break through that. And specifically, this is very interesting for new stadiums because as we've reported on the show, many states are potentially building new stadiums. And this particular one that Olipop got into was the new one in Inglewood. It's the LA Clippers Intuit Dome. It was a $2 billion stadium to finish. And a new stadium means that they're looking for new vendors. So this is a great way for these new brands, it seems, to get in cahoots with these new stadiums. Yeah,
before these exclusive deals are put in place. One thing that I found really interesting about this news is that the way that they found the workaround is sort of linguistic. They're really emphasizing the wellness aspect of their product, which I know has been sort of called into question here and there over the summer, over the last couple of seasons, but they aren't billing themselves as the official quote unquote soda of the stadium. They're billing themselves as the official quote unquote functional beverage, which is referring to its prebiotic ingredients. And so that's been sort of how they are able to get in there as another offering.
Yeah, it's a funny loophole.
Yeah,
right?
It's like a canny workaround. Right. You know, and other brands in the space like Poppi, for example, have found similar successes in other stadiums as well. And so I think that a sort of wellness creep is starting, and we'll see how this progresses.
Yeah, definitely in the beverage space, the wellness creep has been creeping this year. You know, with companies like Athletic, for example, increasing in sales and surpassing some alcohol brands and, you know, a lot of beer brands taking a bit of a nosedive this past year. It seems we have kind of like a healthification of drinks happening right now, and that doesn't stop short of stadiums, it looks like, with Olipop and Poppi kind of getting in there individually as well. I mean, Poppi even has said that it sends its drinks just to sororities for free. There are things like that, these campaigns that are getting these sodas kind of in the hands of people, especially a younger population that is more impressionable and would grow loyalty to that brand to buy it in the grocery store.
And as we know, is spending so much time on social media. So organic marketing plays like that are so smart, where you're just sending them for free, but they probably pay off in spades because they probably see the Poppi cans in the background of whatever parties or events are happening and then reap the benefits of sales from there.
Yeah.
So I really like that idea. I think that makes a lot of sense for them.
Absolutely. And another big point of this whole thing is, why would Olipop or Poppi or any of these soda brands fight so hard to be in stadiums? Because comparatively, the revenue that you get from arenas and stadiums, although quite a lot, isn't really that much compared to retailers like grocery stores, where you have a wider variety of options. So why are these brands very, very much harping on getting into that event market?
Yeah, you're 100% right. Stadium soda sales pale in comparison to retail sales. But one thing the venues do offer is access to younger customers, which is a highly valued group by beverage marketers. But they're also younger customers who are trapped, as it were, or sort of captive in one place for a period of time. And so it's really a way to spend an afternoon creating repeat customers at the grocery store after trying their product at a stadium that has limited options.
Right.
And they can't leave to go seek out other options that they may be more interested in, and they can't bring in other options. As we know, repeat customers are sort of critical to any industry, really, but especially food and bev.
Right.
And the other thing is that offering more options is also great for the venue because they're also hoping to attract repeat customers. And so it's sort of like a virtuous cycle of semi-healthful, semi-soda.
Right. A bit of a symbiotic relationship here because, you wouldn't exactly say, oh, I'm going to go to a concert at MetLife Stadium because MetLife Stadium offers lime Olipop. But while you are at MetLife Stadium seeing probably Taylor Swift, you can go and purchase a lime Olipop as like, oh, nice. Since I'm here, I might as well. And they have that. That's an extra perk. So I think working together is a great scenario for these companies and event venues, because as we've talked about previously, like the tourism industry, especially the event tourism industry, is going crazy lately. So definitely a good place to get in for these companies. I'm just happy whenever there's competition all around, whenever like these big companies like Pepsi and Coke actually have somebody to worry about, because it seems like they really haven't in these spaces for all these years.
Yes, absolutely. I'm like, dethrone the giant and let's see what happens.
Yes.
Like give the people what they like or what they might like.
Right. Exactly.
I'm always in favor of more competition.
Viva la revolution for soda. All right, and that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up for hustle.co/email, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, I've been listening to this awesome podcast lately called Entrepreneurs on Fire. It's hosted by John Lee Dumas, and it's available right now on the HubSpot Podcast Network. Entrepreneurs on Fire stokes inspiration and shares strategies to fire up your entrepreneurial journey and create the life that you've always dreamed of. It offers lots of energy, value, consistency, and it's for anybody who wants to learn more about entrepreneurship. It's super fast-paced and packed with valuable stories about entrepreneurs, their aha moments, their failures, and everything to what's working for them today. Recently, he had on this guest, Ashley Stahl, who talked all about her job at the Pentagon and how she evolved into becoming a top 100 TEDx speaker. She talks about evolving your brand from the ground up, leaning into the skills that you already have to build your brand, and also creating virality. It's a great listen. You should check it out. And you can listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire wherever you get your podcasts.